whoop-de-doo, everything's starting. Happy days. It's 7 p.m. my time, West Australia, which means it's time to listen to things. So welcome. My name's Richard, or Durdis, or whatever you want to call me. I do the music. This is a stream about said music, and we're going to have some fun. So I thought I'd actually begin, because this is Cubase, and it has the new piece, which I actually worked on last week. But I actually want to go briefly into the music video that I was doing. Because, and forgive me if I'm not responding to any chat stuff, there's actually a bunch of shit that appears on the other screen when I open Unity. So unless I move out of it, I won't be able to see chat for a little while, so just bear that in mind. But I've almost done it. Like, it's at a passable level now. It's just kind of syncing stuff up at the moment. So it's interesting having a look. Meebag, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, so if I go through the timeline, if I bring up my timeline thing, here's the timeline window with all the things in it, doing all the stuff. And if I now move that back here, so you don't have to see it, and I move the thing, you'll be see like, whoa, look off it goes. Whoa, there's the video, isn't it exciting? And then other stuff which you don't get to see. Like one of the things with this what's the word, previewing, is that none of the particles are active, nor is the music beat, nor are the music beats. So these little blob things you see here, they're hitting to the beat. And there's all this other starry nonsense and all this movement around that has particles in it, which looks great once it's in, but fortunately it doesn't show it when you're doing the preview stuff in here. But it's been really interesting because I've focused a lot on all the stuff I know how to do in Unity. So there's a very heavy amount of like coding things to make things work and that sort of thing. It's basically, I guess, playing to my strengths, you know, rather than being like, I should draw some lovely picture for the music video. I'm like, I'll just do some coding and some nice art stuff in the Unity. And it's been fun. It's been interesting trying to figure out how to bloody reflect things on two surfaces at the same time. It's been a bitch for want of a better expression. But look, there's reflections on both sides. And I've rendered it a few times now, so we'll... at the moment, I think for the most part, it's just small things I need to sort out. One of the big ones was there's a moon somewhere. Let me find it. Where is it? It's up here. There it is. There's the moon hanging out all the way up here. And it has an absorber type script on it, which basically says it to suck up particles, but only does it at certain points. And I changed some of the settings and then rendered it, and it like sucked up all the particles by accident. Like I have some videos which I will show you very briefly. If I can open up these. Yes, on the other screen. Which one was it? There's a couple of them. Maybe this one? Hang on. Sorry, I'm going to be... Yeah, okay. So I obviously don't want to show off too much. You'll see with the particles, it's suddenly very different. This isn't a proper thing. This was screen recording. So lots of cool effects. So I'm going to skip ahead to here. So pause, dang it. So if you watch the particles, they're all like really lovely and pretty. And this is in Unity, and this is what I wanted to happen. It's like, whoa. And then stars getting sucked in. So on. Unfortunately, when I rendered it, I clearly mucked up one of the settings. Is it this one? There's a couple of renders I've got. And this was a proper render. Okay, so this is what actually happened. You see all this circly shit? Coming around the big circle. Off it goes. Way more powerful there. And then it fucking sucks up that. Why is it doing that? And off it goes again. For whatever reason, in the preview in Unity, it was all beautiful and pretty, and then when I rendered it, it suddenly decided I'm gonna suck up everything. So all of a sudden, like half the shit just starts flying towards the moon. I'm like, I don't want that. I didn't ask for that at all. What the hell? So yeah, I'm gonna figure out what's going on there and then fix it, and then render a version, and then possibly send it out to people just to confirm that it looks cool. And then it will be released, and hopefully that will be Friday. I'm aiming for Friday, which, or potentially Sunday if it's too late. That's been a lot of fun. I might talk about what I did at a later date once the actual thing's been released, because I don't want to show off every little thing in stream. I want it to be a this is the release sort of thing. Yeah, so yeah, that's been fun. It's been good. Anyway, onto the next thing, which is the music. The next piece called Duma. We actually worked on last week. I've added a little bit on. I know I said last week I don't know if I'll be able to do some. I managed to do some. Very catchy as well. And we're going to figure out where I want to go after this point, so let me just press the play and we'll have a listen. Bring up the lyrics for you. That's where I've got her to right now. I quite like that bit. It's nice and catchy. Now it starts here, doesn't it? and then something, which I haven't decided on yet. But yeah, like I like where that went, and I'm trying to figure out where that will go. So I'll figure that out in a second. One thing I just wanted to double check was the mixing on the voice. I want to think of something. 1 second. Actually, that's pretty much what I was expecting the EQ to be. Reverb I turned off there. Maybe saturation. I might play with this at a later date, just to figure out what I want to do with these points. Yeah, anyway, how are you all going with your weeks and weekends and music and all that sort of jazz? Me bag, I got through half of your stuff. I will listen to the rest of it, most likely after, obviously. Like, I had quite a busy weekend, so I managed to listen to some this morning. I was like, that's pretty good. And I'll listen to the rest of it later. So anyway, the chord progression. Yeah, see that? Nice and easy. C Dorian. So if you love your modes, this one's in Dorian. Oh, how exciting. Starts with the C minor and then goes to the flat, the minor fifth, but a really quick one, followed by a quick A diminished going into E flat. And then a quick B flat into C. Easy peasy. And that's kind of an amalgamation of the beginning chord progression. Cheers, man, no rush. Appreciate your time. Yeah, no worries. It's been pretty cool so far. Like I've sent some thoughts, like via Discord, like the stuff that I quite enjoyed and that sort of thing. So, yeah. So the beginning chord progression is a very similar thing, except it's much safer. No A diminished or anything. So we have C minor and then a. Needs to hit me with some critique. Yeah, I'll give them a few listens before I go like, this isn't hip hop. This is too complicated. So I'll let you know. So we have C minor, G minor, C minor, and then G minor to F major, B flat, E flat. And I love that bit. That bit's actually super nice because it all feels all minor-y to begin with, for obvious reasons, being C minor, G minor. Yeah, very distinct minor sound to it. And then when we hit the F, it's suddenly like, whoa. Suddenly has a distinct major tone. And I like it in particular because the F is the first chord that doesn't make sense if you're thinking in normal keys, if you're smooth-brained with your normal keys. Because if you're in C minor, then F would be F minor. Basically, the idea is that with C minor, if it's in C Dorian, it's effectively C minor. This is the roundabout way of figuring it out, but it's effectively C minor, but then the sixth is flattened. Oh no, sixth is natural, sorry. So a normal C minor would have B flat, E flat, and A flat as their three notes that aren't like normal notes. But with C Dorian, you have a natural instead. And that means that when we hit this F, it's the first chord that's like not expected with C minor. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, this has quite an impact, and then you move on to B flat and E flat, and the majorness of that compared to the minorness at the start is like, whoa. And like combining that with the vocals, which are very focused on like longer notes, it's like, so I don't actually have Vocaloid open. I should do that, but I'm pretty sure that A natural is in the melody, Bum bum. Ah, God. Sorry, I need to actually get it. Hang on. Piano. Or no, let's do space up. It's some like bum bum bum. In normal C minor, it would be like something like that. But in this instance, it's chromatic, my favorite thing, and it's an odd note for if you thought we were in the normal key. So that huge impact there is just like, whoa, beautiful. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's do that again just to emphasize. Yay, and then if we go into here.
Break free from fear, free from hate. Just be you, before.
Somewhat. It's we have the
Just be you.
in the lower part, and the top part has no Vocaloid. Why don't you let me click the right things? As
Just
E,
be
E, C, and then combining them together.
Just be you,
Lovely.
before it's too late to be.
Lovely, beautiful, isn't it? Alternate scales are my favorite to play with. Yeah, for sure. I particularly like modes, especially if I'm able to emphasize things, because that's the thing I love doing with my music. I don't know if you've noticed, but I like emphasizing specific dissonances in scales, keys, whatever. I do it a lot in older pieces. You'll see me all the time being like, oh, I've got a chromatic down to the sixth or whatever, and then it's like, oh, that sounds beautiful, like a minor C scale that shifts into flat G. Yeah, I love modes. Yeah. So in this instance, I'm using C Dorian, and I'm deliberately emphasizing the A natural in that, because I love doing that. It like emphasizing the dissonance in a key brings out like a whole new character that I feel is missed a lot when people write their normal music, their own music, I should say. In fact, that was something I was looking at recently with I'm gonna go somewhere colourful so people can look at things whilst I rant. Who was I talking to? I don't think it was during stream. I think it was on Twitter. Like I saw a thing saying like top 10 influences for musicians. I saw some musicians I follow putting their stuff in, and it was very obvious stuff. They were electronic musicians. They put down electronic folk, and I was like, mine are mostly like death metal and classical musicians, and like I don't listen to any or much, I should say, electronic stuff, and I had some discussions with people on Twitter about it, and they were like, yeah, no, that's good. It's good to have like lots of sources of inspiration. So I put my top 10 up, and then I thought maybe I should listen to some electronic stuff that's more modern so I can figure out what I might like. And I didn't like any of it. It's just I think I was probably looking in the wrong place, because I ended up going into a lot of like bass music, and a lot of that was like a simple beat with fancy pants like sound design with a single bass, and don't get me wrong, I think the sound design was incredible in them, but there was just no harmony at all. And I was like, that's not how I roll. Like I'm much more focused on like the harmony and aspects of music rather than the sound design. So I didn't like any of it, and was just like, I'm just going to go back to what I normally did. So maybe I was just looking in the wrong place, but certainly I was like, I'm not a fan of any of this. So maybe I'm breaking new ground, or maybe I'm just a dumb and there's stuff like this everywhere. and I just haven't found it yet. But yes, my original point was that yeah, I didn't like that music because it was so harmonically. It was such a harmonic desert, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. So I've got a key run for me: B, D, D, E sharp, F sharp, G, B, A sharp. And what is that? Let me whip out the piano. Except I haven't got anything on the piano. Of course I don't. No, I can't get to the piano roll unless I actually put something on. Here we are. So B, D, D sharp, F sharp, G, B, A sharp. Oh, interesting. Not in the right order. Not in ascending order, I should say. Whoops, I played it wrong. Sorry, I'm using a mouse. There's a sus chord. Ah, I see. H I can drop off the end for B again as well. Yes. I'm just trying to think on what that would resemble. Bum, bum. Interesting. It's very minory at the top, with the whoops. And then here we have the third and or both thirds in there. Yeah. Interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Such a shape we come to love. Yeah, fair enough. So I was thinking there's a bit of bluesiness in there, but I think that's usually something like this. That would be bluesy. So it's not quite bluesy. Although it has a bit of a... I think it's that gap that's throwing me off. I don't want to immediately say it's fucking jazz, because that gap seems a bit different. And there's just straight up minor at the top. Mixo-Phrygian. It's a good name for it, Mixo-Phrygian. Yeah, cool. That's an interesting one, for sure. Like, I don't know what my favorite would be if I had a favorite. Because there's a lot of scales I like to fuck around with. I saw someone, hang on, let me go to Twitter for a sec. Not on screen for obvious reasons, but because, you know, Twitter has horrors on there. You don't want to see what I'm following. Let me see if I can find it. There was a composer I follow who was looking at like Japanese mode. Here we are. Oh, hang on. It's now playing something it shouldn't. Sorry. Oh no, I'm going to get banned. Yeah, so I use jumps from sharp to sharp to break from expectation. Ah, yeah, makes sense. Yes, so this is what they were looking at. The standard chords for show, and this is some Japanese stuff. So, yeah, there's some interesting chords in there if you wanted to take a gander from that. I might find the Wikipedia thing for that. Let's go and not click things randomly. Show music. Oh, instrument. Read instrument. Oh, I can't find it. But you get the idea. It's yeah. I'll just link it in the thing. Oh no, I've lost it. Hang on. Let me find it again. Oh, for fuck's sake! Down at Twitter. I look away for 1 second and then everything's gone. All right. Let me. So it was. Here. That's the one. So that's the image in question. Some interesting chords in there, worth having a look at for sure. If you want some weirdo stuff. I don't know, super stacks and whatnot. I remember when I was in university, like part of my second year, I actually mapped out the spectral layer of like it was either a gong or a gamelan or something. I'll see if I can find it. It'll be in quite the archive if I do still have it lying around. So give me a second to search. But basically, I can't remember what the thing was, because for my music degree I did 4 years, and the first 2 years were completely like challenges. We weren't allowed to write what we wanted to. We had to write based on some parameters. And then the third and fourth year were write what you want and do a concert at the end of it. And this might have actually been third year now that I think about it. But yeah, for one of them, I decided to map out the spectral kind of chords of a gamelan, I think. And I never made a piece out of it because, you know, that's ridiculous. But it was certainly an interesting thing, and I wonder if I have images anywhere. I think Google Drive, perhaps. Cubase projects. Oh no, it's going to be on my really old stuff. Okay, hold on a second. Open this desk. That's will come and running. Yeah, there we go. Just off screen, I have a laser pointer that I keep in that desk drawer, and whenever I open it, the cats come running because they're like, "It's here, it's the thing." When in fact, all I'm doing is getting out one of my external hard drives. Just a bit unorthodox. Yes, well, we'll find out if I'm sure I saved it somewhere. So give me a sec. I'm just going to keep looking. Through junk off screen, because there's a lot of crap in here, a lot of ancient crap that like I don't want that coming out anywhere. Composition assignments. Maybe. Ah. Yes. Here it is. Okay, so these are the chords in question. Some big old beasts. Hang on, let's zoom in, please. So those are the chords in question. The weird sharps you see here with the one line were quarter sharps. So not quite sharps, but a little bit sharp. And the ones with the arrows pointing down and up are just like ever so slightly. So we're talking like microtonal here. And similar, we have 3 lines is 3/4 sharp. It was very, very specific. And yeah, I wrote a bunch of stuff about it. Like this was the idea behind it, because because it was gamelan, because I was working on the idea of Anklung, which is in Balinese music, it's the idea of circular patterns. Like if you listen to Balinese gamelan, a lot of it is effectively a bunch of rhythms that are phasing in and out of each other because they're just going around in a circle, a bit like how Meshuggah works, funnily enough. And I was toying with that idea, the idea of that sort of garbage. Like, here's a rhythm idea that I think had a similar effect, like the idea of rhythms being out of sync and then coming back to normality. as one of the chords, I guess, as some idea of a potential piece that would do this sort of thing. I don't think this ever came to light, honestly. And why would it? It's microtonal. It's very hard. No one would want to play this. So, but yeah, no, that was good. What else? What else have I got? What else have I got? More junk with things. Again, like stuff that probably would never see the light of day because it's just so weird. There's the chords. There's more score, which again, oh, that's just a bigger version of the score. More score, more chord, and that looks like that's it. Oh, there's an MP3. Do I want to play this? Okay, let's play it. MP3. Hojalanan. I don't remember this at all. This is also 11 minutes. Oh, this might be like a Sibelius rendition of this garbage, because there is Sibelius files, and I don't have Sibelius anymore, I'm afraid. But this could be an attempt to create it. Let's go ahead. I think this was literally an attempt to recreate it, this sort of thing, but as chords. I was a crazy person back then. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not really pleasant. Trumpets. How far we've come, hey? Oh, this is naff. It just sounds out of tune. Like, I think that's probably also because it's bloody, like, old garbage sound effects. But yeah, this was quite an experiment that I feel didn't work. And I think, honestly, I think it's because I tried to make this in a Western context. Like, I reckon if I made this much more spectrally, much more like timbre based, like Gerard Grisset does, and Tristan Morel and all that sort of stuff, if I did it like them, I reckon this would actually sound really good. But because I was trying to write it in a Western context, like, oh, here's a melody and here's a chord and here's a whatever, like, it just didn't work. So, but you know, it's good to experiment. I mean, Morel did that sort of shit all the time. Like his, I'm 100% sure I've played Gerard Grisset's stuff too, because I played it all the time when I was on Twitch. Like literally every other week, I'd be like, "It's Grisset time," and then I'd put on partials, and everyone would be like, "Ooh, ah." But that kind of style, that kind of like focused much more on the bigger picture spectrum type thing, would have worked a lot better there, I reckon. But instead I tried to write it in a Western context. But like I said, it's all about experimenting when you're at uni like that, so it's good to have a look at that. But 2011, that was a long time ago. What did I do? 2010 was a bloody electronic patch flute thing. A peaceful flute and electronics, it was okay. My audio hobby's been recreating the THX sound effect. That one. That's a fun sound effect. I think, so my 2010 composition assignments, one of them was for electronics, so flute and electronics. I'd argue that I'm much better at electronics now than I was then. One of them was to score a music video, or a video, I think. It was a bunch of like war shit. Yeah, they gave us war footage and was like, score this. You know, it's like, oh no, it's bombing of Vietnam and explosions and shit. And then up to the Iraq War. I think it started on World War I, II, and it's basically a history of warfare. And we had to score it which that was the first time I'd ever done that sort of thing. So it's unfortunately. Oh no, there is. Yeah, this was probably really bad. Just a heads up, because it's all Sibelius sounds again. I can't remember what I did. I think I spent a lot of time doing. I don't want to listen to this bit. It was just scary shit. It's like, oh no, it's Threnody. And then I think I got some extra marks for fucking making. Let me go back again. Making like horror shit, as you can hear in my ears right now, and then moving to nothing. Just the sound of bongos, I think. My heart was certainly in the right place, but unfortunately the technology wasn't there to really show what I was really thinking in my head. Like, I reckon I could do a lot better now here. But yeah, no, it's funny going back to 2010 and being like, oh, look at this, this is my first time. And then you cut to my latest, like, visual thing, and that was the bloody Spitfire competition. And it's like, oh, it's quite different. Yeah, these are all shit. This was shit. I was shit in 2010. Let's just make that clear. Then what was this one? Composition assignment 2. Oh, I think this one was. You only had like 3 notes, I think, or 4 notes to play. Let me read momentum1.doc. Blah 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 blah. Oh, this is so pond bullshit. Okay, doesn't want to help. Unfortunately, it's Sibelius, so I can't open it. Yes, this was you only had like 3 pieces, 3 or 4 pieces. Hang on, there's 4 right there. G. Hang on. Sorry. G, F, D, CBA. Yeah, so it's probably four notes, and it was where you had to write like an orchestral piece with just 4 notes. This was when I was studying Scalzi. I'm sure you remember him. He's the composer who did nothing but like entire orchestral works with just like 1 note. And actually made it interesting. It wasn't just like John Cage, where it was just like they pressed a note on the keyboard and then sat there for 10 minutes and everyone clapped. It's where he actually did really interesting shit. So we had to do that, and I remember getting top marks with this one because I did quite well. I wonder if I have. What if I have? No, I don't. Unfortunate. We actually had this played by an orchestra, but it was the student orchestra and they'd never seen the piece. So I remember it specifically because yeah. So here, when it quietens down, you'll hear a horn. Here. And I remember it specifically because to be fair, the student orchestra did a really good job until that point, and then the horns came in like a semitone out, and I was like, oh, that was awkward. But yeah, no, that was fun. That's kind of shit that I feel more people should do. Be like, you're only allowed to use like 1 note. And then see what they do, because I do feel that a lot of this experimentation really helped me be a better musician. And this one, I believe, was where we had to make 2 pieces of music with completely unrelated. No, was it? I think it was to do with having one piece which had a modulation to a related key and one which wasn't. god, how embarrassing. This is all from 2010. This was 11 years ago. My god. Unrelated key. Yeah, so same thing, different. It's like granular synthesis. And that was that. And then 2009, I had 6 assignments. What the hell were they? Oh, one of them was 12 tone. I remember that. Sorry I keep skipping through them. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to listen to them, but I'm doing it anyway. What the fuck was this one? Perceptions. Oh, that was right. This was visual parts of the or visual scores. So the idea was that we'd have all this bullshit, and then it's like, oh, here's the score. You know, what does it mean? That sort of thing. You know, this kind of stuff that was back in the day, where it's just like this one's the cello, and it's like, what the fuck is that? I think one of them I used words. Yeah, see, look at this. This is my piece. Do you like it? Ugh, imagine what that sounds like. So good. Anyway. What is all this bullshit? Ah, didn't I do one with words? I'm pretty sure I did one where it was just like letters on the score. It was a regular score, but with letters on it. And they had to play the letters, so it was like W, but like that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of this stuff that I'm like, I'm glad I experimented with it, but I don't know. I don't know about its legitimacy. I forget what this one was about. Probably, I'm considering it says bird piano, probably bird song, because that's a big thing with Australian music. If you want to be a proper Australian classical composer, put bird song into your music, and then voila, you are a true classical musician. What was this one? Oh, I think this one was electronic again, but I think this one was I had a friend record sound bites of herself.
Bye.
Yeah, really bad ones.
Bye.
And then it was put into like granular synthesis and stuff. Cool stuff. Yeah, it's interesting in terms of concept. But looking back, I'm like, eh. Oh yeah, this one was that we were allowed to have no pitches. It had to be all percussive. And then the first one was like only 3 notes or something like that. Or maybe 1? No, I remember it being 2. Because I did this thing, and I remember saving my one different note for the end. Pianist friend loved me for this one. Going out rhythms, fucking... Yeah! See, that's what I did. You're only allowed to use 2 notes. I kept mine 1 the entire way, except for the very end. Except for this movement, at least. And there's some other bullshit, I don't know. You know, I was thinking as a composer. And then there's the quick string trio. Triage. I remember Triage. Triage is a fun one. Why did it open up there? Come here. Triage is a fun one. It's a piece for... Okay, maybe it's not. There's only 3 parts to it. Where's the other bits? Oh, full score. Okay, there we go. Bloody thing. So yeah, this one was quite funny because, and I'm pretty sure there's a recording of it actually on my YouTube. Because this was for my concert, and I actually wrote a piece for 6 strings. Like, I wonder if I can find it, because triage. This is the actual thing. Let me see if I can find it, because I wrote a piece for sextet. and then I unfortunately couldn't find anyone to play it. Like there was a weird. I'm probably just thinking too much into it, but I was certainly known as like the weirdo composer in the school. So when I asked people, it was the people who actually knew me very well, or had worked with me before, that were like, "Yeah, your stuff's awesome. Let's play it." String sextet, here it is. But the actual piece didn't work. Didn't work out. Oh, I thought that was the score. Sorry, 1 second. Complete Rorschach. Yeah, there we go. I even made a little arty thing for it. So I wrote this sextet that I reckon would sound cool today because I put a lot of effort into it, purely because. But it was one of those weird kind of like everything's to do more with the tone than it is the harmony and all that sort of jazz. But I couldn't find enough people to play it, and it was annoying because, you know, there was this thing at the time where performers were bitching about composers giving pieces like a day in advance, especially because there was this one guy, I won't name names, but like he almost was proud of the idea that he gave his score to the musicians at like the morning of the concert. I'm like, nah, it's just a dig move. But I finished this like at least 3 months in advance, and I couldn't find anyone to play it. So I ended up, and like 3 months became like 1 month, and I was like, fuck. So I literally burned out writing a string trio instead, because I'd got 3 people out of the 6 I needed for this. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to write the string trio, which was for violin, viola, and double bass. And it actually ended up being really good. I was very impressed with how it sounded in the end. It's very solid. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a recording of it on the YouTube. So let's have a brief look at that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me right near the bottom. 28 likes, by the way. 276 views on the pirate Vocaloid. Hopefully my Moon Bunny thing will surpass that, but we shall see. I'm going to go through some really old shit, so bear with me. 2013, 12. Oh, here we are. Triage string trio. 1,000 views. So let me go to where it starts. Actually, no, start properly. So we're here. You can tell I was a fan of like Bartok on this such at this time. It's like a nervous spider web. Yeah, interesting way of looking at it. Your Bernadone. Yeah. I was very into that sort of stuff back then. I still am, really. Just don't write it. Scratch tones. Vertigo. Oh, I think so. I think he was. Fun fifth harmonics here. Always good fun. Bassist did a good job with the solponticello there. Put down bow and pick up fork. Oh, that's always a good sign. God, I remember taking ages to figure out like all the chords that were doable with viola and violin. I wonder if there's any libraries out there that do this kind of strumming thing with the violins. Oh, here comes the fast bit. More elements of like stuff I do today. Not bad then. I was a regular cinematic dude, it turns out. I've lost track now. Beautiful. So yeah, like that's not too bad, honestly. Like I listened back to that and I'm like, that's actually got some really good musical merit. You sent me a DM minutes last night. Are you cool with me playing it on the stream? Just want to make sure I have permission before I do things in case YouTube comes down and goes, "You're playing the Meatbag music. That's the Meatbag music. You can't play that here." So, but yeah, like I'm actually quite happy with that. I also wrote some piano stuff, and there was some electronic thing as well for my release. But yeah, it's amazing how different my stuff is today. I'd argue better. I actually like where I'm at the moment. It takes less brain power to kind of figure out all that nonsense. Anyway, yes, sir, let's play it. THX Alternative 1v1. Interesting. It didn't have the tonalness of the THX thingamajig, but like that's interesting. Very, excuse me, very thick, dummy thick almost. See, I'm remixing it. There you go. There's my remix for you. Can that be on the album? Yeah, cool. Yeah, like loved the ambient string piece thing. Yeah, thank you. Like I said, it was I'm actually quite happy with that even after all these years. Because there's tons of music that I wrote that I look back and go, that wasn't good. And it's funny because I keep all on my YouTube channel. I try and avoid deleting any videos. Like I think it's important to have the history there, especially when people come along. Because I'm sure you've had it in your streams where someone comes along and goes, "Oh, this is so amazing! I could never do this," and I'm like, "You could listen to what I was doing a decade ago," and then they're like, "This is shit," and I'm like, "Yes, it is, because a decade ago I was shit, but now I'm not shit, and that's how it works." So having the history laid out bare on YouTube, I think is actually really good. It does a service for people to realize that, like, you know, people who are not to my own trumpet but good at music once were not. So yeah, like if you want to listen to some hot garbage, go back to my early videos. For the next 30 days, I'm going to recreate one THX patch per day. Absolutely sure I agree with you. Excellent. Good. I'm glad. You'd be kicked if you didn't. But cool. That's an interesting project. THX patches all the way. Actually, something I was thinking about when I was listening to this, if I play it again, or some of it again, I right at the start, I was expecting it to be a shepherd tone, because that's kind of what shepherd's tones do, don't they? I can't replicate it. But yeah, it reminded me of a shepherd tone right from the get-go, except it wasn't, obviously, because then it went up. But something interesting to think about. Do a THX that just never ends. That'd be quite funny. THX, but it takes 10 hours. You get all the views on YouTube. Yeah, so it's a good. I'm glad you're liking the thing. Okay, so let's actually start doing some music here, because I've waffled on about things all day. C. Alright, so the plan here... Oh, hang on. The THX file is made of 2 synth patches, each running 16 note sustains, and then 2 sine sub basses pitched away from each other, plus a third low mid bass that has some mod and FM applied. Fancy! Fancy pants! It definitely sounds very thick, like I said when we were listening to it. Very thick. Dummy thick. Dummy thick THX. Excuse me. I'm 75 in total. Right, cool. So the plan with this is... It's a bridge, effectively, into what I guess will be the chorus. And... but I need to decide what I actually want to do, or what the best chord progression would be. Because... No... If... Ugh. Oh, it's auto saving. I guess G, that would be fine. I guess this is emphasizing the A again, although I'm using A across the board, but the first F to come back, F major, could possibly work. Let's just make sure that the bass is correct. No. And then our good friend the ARP. Written out this time instead of actually a normal one, because I actually just needed to actually have total control over it. So I was like, fuck it. I'm actually gonna do the whole thing. And the whole thing I did. Actually, E flat would be fine. Hang on. F A C A F E flat C F A. Sorry. C F A C flat. Oh, fuck it. I'm just rearranging things, making it sound all purdy. F A F E flat. And the second one G. Um, okay, pretty good. We'll obviously put the bass in. Bass line. I have F to do the same thing. No worries about that. But this needs to be a G. What is... Oh. No chord. Yeah, the question you've been meaning to ask and keep forgetting to. Well, now's the time. I am all ears. Let's jump into Spirit Drummer. Let's just grab what I've been doing. This piece has been fun because what I've been doing is I've been getting doom metal drum patterns and then just like tripling their speed. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let's grab these. I should really find some more electronic toms and put them in their place because this piece actually has a lot of toms in it, but you don't really hear it because it's drowned out by everything else. Do you recall the Hilliard Ensemble and Jan Garbarek stuff I showed you? The alto sax and choral chamber music? Yes, kind of. I remember something that had choir and then an alto sax kind of like jamming out. But yes, I kind of remember it. What about it? Okay. This is all the things I don't want. Let's toy with this for a sec. These are very obviously not going to be things, but these ones might if I bring them up. Not bad. Got a fresh off the stream when you're free and let me know how you would approach that. Get a refresher off the stream. How did you show it me last time? I think it was just a link, wasn't it? In the Discord. So yeah, no, just chuck that my way and then all will be well, I think. At a loss of trying to replicate sax sounds. Oh, I see. I see. And yeah, okay, so you're trying to figure out the tone of that is. Okay, well, I can probably take a gander as a refresher. Alright, we're gonna add more. Hang on, what else did I do with the drums? It was on C sharp. I thought I was. Something occurred to me just then. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm using the chunkier kick, which is this one instead. I have the 2 snares. But yes. Well, I need something there. I'm going to do some vocal stuff there. What is that? 85. Oh, I've got a thing. Oh, it's you again. Yeah, I remember that picture actually. So I'll do it off stream because obviously that saxophone sound could be seen by YouTube as a naughty. But I'll have a look after. But you're basically wanting to ask if I know how the sax tone is like, I guess. 85. 85. 85. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. Breathe. Oh, that's actually good. I might do breathe in there. Just a long note. Breathe. On F, was it?
M. Breathe.
Extreme vibrato.
Breathe.
Not. So I always like just the regular vibrato. It always sounds lovely. Breathe. Breathe. It's still F there, isn't it? Yeah, so just C is what I need. The fanciness. Breathe. Breathe. And then here we have Miss Miku, who we will give the English to. Let's see what that sounds like. Doom, vocals, go. Yes, please. Be gone, trash. Right, Doom. Doom, I still have it open. Excellent. It's time. 15. Okay, that makes sense. Nah, needs more. Needs more. Breathe. Let's just write down my thing. Breathed. Breathe, sorry. Breathe. Bum. Hang on. Blah. Bum. Oh, there you go, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Dang it, I already failed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, 4. And this was D, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And then this is G, wasn't it? We'll do the same thing. Oh well, I'll also add some. Add some vibrato in places, just to make it sound pretty. Dun, 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 dun. Breathe. Vocaloid chick is mad. Yes. Anger. What chord was this? This was G, wasn't it? Bum. What would the lyrics be? Breathe, I want you to think and breathe. Ooh, woo, woo, I know. It's like the who the fuck was it? The Strezov sampling male choir that goes nya. Ooh woos and nyas everywhere. Reach. No. Da-na-na-na-na. Reach in and bum 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 bum. Reach in. No, maybe it's not reach. Breathe. Reach out and help me. Reach out and help me. Breathe.
Reach out and help me breathe.
Maybe not that bit. I mean, I'm not sure I like this, honestly.
Breathe.
Reach out.
Reach out. Help me breathe. Reach out and help me breathe.
I don't know. I think the majorness sound is. I'm not feeling it now that I'm hearing it. Could just drop this bit entirely. No, none of this major nonsense. Never know. Could actually be what's needed. It's not the first time I've chucked entire sections out for fun. For shits and giggles. I'm not liking it. I'm not a big fan, honestly. I'm just trying to find a bridge into something more along the lines of the beginning, but I don't think this is the right way to do it. Let's change the chords, because the chords are mank. The F. I don't think I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. It's now a bad. Maybe D minor. Yeah. That would actually lead a little better into G minor. I also think this is too wibbly wobbly for what I want. Let's tame this a little as well. Bum bada bum. Have it run around a lot less. Maybe up there? No? Maybe. Bum ba dum bum. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. See how this sounds. Break free. It's D again, isn't it? So we just. So if I shut down vocals for a sec. That sounds good. I like that actually. That's much more of the gritty sound that I wanted. Wah 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 wah. Straight to G. Emphasize the chord change more. Yeah, it's only shifts like that. Hold up. Yeah. Now, should I double that, or should I leave it at the 8 bars and then move on to chorus? Let me re-render Vocaloid without the extra shit at the end, because it's obviously wrong. It's now jazz. Scary jazz. Don't want that in my electronic. In fact, these harmonies are too complicated. obviously needs more. I should obviously maybe do the classic SFX into it. Maybe we should bring the choir back. Do you think the choir should come back? Maybe. Maybe. Blah, 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 blah. I suppose I should do this a little further down. What is going on here? Then they diminished. Everyone's favorite. Oh god. Okay. Sorry, I'm calculating as I go. So that should actually be fine. Oh, but then that becomes 5 there. I want 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I being dumb? Hang on. Brain, think. Big math. I know, it's hard. Ah, I can already feel my mind just being like, fuck this. Oh, wait, what's this middle one even doing? Say diminished. Why the hell's that there? I'm to carry the one. Ah! I've 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got it! It's this. Yes! There we go. There's 4, 4, and 4. Bam! I'm a genius! Shit. Now I've got to do with the other one. Should I do something different? I don't think I should. Just A, D. That A should actually go that way. This D should actually go this way. F, A all the way. Go to the top note. D, easy. G minor. Alright, I'm actually gonna just straight up grab this one because this one's correct in terms of its voicing, and then I'm just gonna change to a G minor chord instead. So I don't have to think. Don't have to use my poo brain. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. So now if I solo it. Oh, it's not in liking that. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this library in particular. Well, not maybe this library, maybe just my mixing. Because when I solo the choir, it gets really distorted. But when I play it in as part of the full thing, it's suddenly fine, and I'm like, what is going on? shit. Hang on, sorry. That feels like it goes to a chord I'm not familiar with. Hang on. Back to D. Hang on, I need to map out the chord. This will actually be the opposite way around. Oh! Yeah, it's going back to D. So obviously I need to do this another bloody twice and then going to C for the chorus. Blah 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 blah. Wah, wah, wah. Me ma me ma ma me moo me ma moo. Dun, 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 dun. Why? Well, hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, very whirly. That'll be the chords for the chorus, I guess. And I guess just these drums. Because these are fun drums. I also like, as I said before, these are just doom metal grooves, just sped up like twice the speed. So if I go into Superior Drummer, go to typo 4, here's the thing, and verse variation 2. So if I go to original tempo, this is what it actually is meant to be. Doom medley. Together. Sounds nutty. Don't complain. Yeah, thank you. I just like that revelation I've had. Like, doom metal is just like really slowed down dance music. We just cranked it. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I tend to write a lot of like, because of, as I talked about before, I'm so focused on like harmonies and all that sort of jazz. Like I tend to write fairly slower pieces that emphasize harmony more. So it's nice having a piece that I'm still emphasizing the harmony, but it's like fast. 100 BPM black MIDI music. We could do that for sure. Can I change? I can't. Oh, I can double the tempo. Like Doom 1 is meant to be 60 BPM, and I'm at 168, so 320 roughly. So that ends up being, what, 60, 120, 4, 5 times faster than it should be? Something like that. At that speed, that's pretty good. Fuck yeah. Look how fast it's going. The animation can't keep up. Kind of metal, I guess. Yeah, it's alright. Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty, like, head-banging. forward to this one. Oh, and let's do one of the bloody, like, really weird ones. Metal Fusion? Yeah, swinging straight 5/4. Let's do it. So everybody plays back to the Jiggy John. True, there are some impressive ones out there. Could easily do this for sure. 5/4. If you didn't notice, it's 5/4. That's 7/4. We want some 7/4. This is your warm up. You do your stretches. And fucking slam in. What are those? I've got some other weird ones lying around. This one? Yeah, 7/8. Now we're playing real music. Hell yeah. Actually, not gonna lie, that if you take away the nonsense here, that beat's pretty cool. Dyslexic. Intros? Or 5/4. Let's go back to 5/4 for a sec. See, this is good. This is good. I like it. Plus 6/4. Oh, heavy 6/8 though. Yeah, this would fit nicely with you know, all the usual Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. 6/8. Well, the Pirates are 12/8, but same thing. There we go. That's straight up like machine gunning. What other wheel ones have I got? Oh, there's some 12/8, there's some 7/4 up here. Up tempo though, so this is like normal speed. That's still fast. Or blast beast. Anyway, lots of fun. Happy days, alright. Blub, 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 blub. We'll get the bass here because I've already written it out. I might as well reuse it, right? The joy of writing things. You can just repeat it. We could build riffs. Yeah, thanks. Like, I basically sat down, was just like, all right, if I'm gonna do a bass, I gotta do it right, you know. So lots of chromaticism on the beginning of this one. And obviously some extra magic to kind of muck around with it. Anyway, I think I would probably consider calling it quits for tonight. It's been about 2 hours, give or take. And I want to make sure I can get the rest of the video done and upload it and all that sort of jazz. So yeah, we'll play through this one more time, and then we'll call it a night. All right, have fun, me bag. If you magically don't come back by the time I'm done, then have a good day. Ah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'll wait till it's done first. Etc. Yeah, it's cool. You like it. It's funny because I remember it was months ago now. We were talking, and I was trying to kind of like do electronic stuff, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What the hell do I do? And I remember you saying like you should just listen to some existing stuff. It would certainly help if you actually heard the stuff that was already there. And I was like, oh, I'm all experimenting and stuff. But look where I am now. I'm now making bangers, as you call them. I actually really like how this sounds as well. This is like good. Like, and I didn't even need to listen to any pieces as well. It was just straight up instinct. The inner Beethoven in me. Yeah. So it's amazing how far I've come in what must be like 2 months, I think, total. I went from flopping around being like, I don't really know what I'm doing, to being like, yeah, I can do electronic. I can do it hardcore, like banger nonsense. So, as the kids call it, flippity floppity. I think that's what they say. I don't know. But yeah, like I'm really glad that I've got to where I am. Just like fucking around. I'm trying to perfect things and getting good at it. So it's the joy. So now I have another genre under my belt. I think the idea for me with this stuff is that I would have guessed I'm working and writing on stuff. I am these days. Yeah, true. We've all grown quite a considerable bit since we last met, or when we first met. Sorry, like back in June, I think it was. Like we've all grown a lot in that short space of time. It's been awesome watching everyone, you, me, Bobby, like all the chum people, like get better at music. It's been good. Yeah. So it's been fun. I'm glad to have witnessed your growth. Yeah. So I think the plan for the Vocaloid stuff here is that this piece should be done. Maybe one more, and then I'll go back to the older ones, not remix, but remaster them, and then release it all as one big album. Because I've written like half an hour's worth of like Vocaloid music now, so I have an album's worth effectively. Might as well like put it out on the actual things instead of just YouTube. But yeah, I will call this one done for now, and we will finish up the stream, and I can leave you to go about your business with your tech service man, and to enjoy your day of fun in the sun down in Canada land. I, in the meantime, will muck around and then go to bed, as you do in Australia land. So thank you for watching me back, and anyone else who's like lurking at the moment. It's been a lot of fun. And I hope you all do well with whatever you're doing this week, and I will see you next time.